Hi everyone and welcome to another Hangout on Air. My name is Sinead.
And my name is Mairead. Today we're going to be talking to you about display remarketing and what's the best way to utilise this.
Perfect. So at its core, remarketing is a feature that lets you reach people who have previously visited your site and show them relevant ads across the Google Display Network. You can use remarketing to match the right message to the right person at the right time. So I'm sure at this point you're wondering, how does this work? So all you need to do is insert a piece of code onto every page of your website. This is called the remarketing tag. And this means when somebody visits your site, they will be added to your remarketing list. Once they're added to your remarketing list, this gives you the opportunity to target them once more by basically showing them ads across the Google Display Network as they browse other websites. The great thing about remarketing is you can target your message to people just based on whatever page they visited on your website. So it really is a great booster for return on investment, as you're able to show ads to people who've been already on your site. You already know that they're interested in your site and your product, your service, so why not just tempt them back in?
Exactly. So the first thing is to create a remarketing list in your AdWords account. A remarketing list is a collection of cookies from people who have visited your site. And this is one of the most important things in setting up remarketing, because it's actually this list that we use to target your ads. So what I just want to do now is go to a brief demo on how you can set up your first remarketing list. Now, if you do have remarketing already set up in your account, this will look slightly different as we already have it set up in ours, but I'm just going to show you very, very quickly how this will work. Okay, so if we can just go to our navigation tab. Sorry for the slow computer. Let me just get out of this. And the very first place that you have to go is the shared library. And it's in here that we can actually create your first remarketing list. As you can see, we've already done this, but this is where you would go, and you could create your remarketing list here. And what this will do will actually populate the code for you, so you don't have to do anything. You just have to add this tag onto your website, and you can get your web developer to do it, or you can do it yourself if you're lucky enough to have those skills. And then you will actually see that a list will populate already in the account. You can see that here, people who visited page that contain your remarketing tags, and this is if you've already created the tag and applied it. Google actually magically makes this for you. So that's the first list that you can set up, and that's our first step in beginning the remarketing.
Perfect, Marie. Thanks for bringing us through that. So if we want to get a bit more granular, which most of our users do, and target users who may have visited a specific website, so let's say we want to target people who got to the basket page but didn't actually purchase, we can actually generate a list for these type of people, because obviously we know they've added it to the basket, we just didn't tempt them enough, so let's tempt them back. So if we just go over to a live demo here, we can have a look at how exactly we can do this. So you'll see that there is a red button here that says plus remarketing list. So what we need to do is just click on that, and we want to give it the list a name. So maybe we can call it non-converters. Again, it's just for your own reference. Non-convert. Then what we can do is also on websites, you want to have visitors of a page. Okay, so we can say visitors of a page who did not visit another page. So this is exactly what we want. We want people who got to /basket. Oh, just a slight error there, guys. /basket, and then but didn't get to another page. So maybe /thank you. Again, this is whatever your website's based on. Then what we can have is the membership duration. So it can be 30 days, and then you can add a description if you want. All we need to do now is just click save. Perfect, thanks Sinead. So just a quick tip on this, which is something that people sometimes miss, is that we would say let this list get up to around 100 visitors before you set up a remarketing campaign or before you apply the list. And this is just to make sure you get an estimate of the users you could reach out to. So once you do hit this 100 or around that number, we're ready to start remarketing.
So let me go ahead and give you a demo of how you can actually set up a remarketing campaign. So as we can see now, we have a non-converters list and an all-converters list. So what I want to do is just actually set up a campaign to do with these non-converters. It's a really, really popular one, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Like not finishing the checkout. So if we just go to plus campaign here, and we're going to choose a display network only campaign. Now I'm just going to call this campaign test. And you can see here on the right hand side, you'll actually have the option to select a remarketing campaign. So that's what we want to do. Put in an extravagant budget here. And then once we've got this done, it's really, really simple. What you're going to have to do is save and continue. On our next page here, again, I'm just going to leave this as ad group 1, put in our bid. And this is where we can choose our list. So as we've already shown you, we've set up that list, and you're going to be able to see here that it's saying updating. So just to mention again, and try and let this get to 100 visitors before you do this. I'm going to choose a non-converting list because, as Sinead said, they didn't quite go through with the purchase, so we want to be that big basket of warm cookies that tempts them back. Isn't that right?
I can't resist cookies.
No one can. So here's our save and continue, and just when you get in here, you can create any ad, and as Sinead has already pointed out to us, you're actually able to completely create and target your ads dependent on that list. So for example, like popular ads that I've seen that people have set up, like why not come back, or using the actual feature that's a page that they didn't complete on. So it's really, really excellent in that you can completely tailor to get these people back onto your site. And so that's all there is to it, really.
Great, thanks for bringing us through that, Mairead. Now, the one thing I want people to take away from this hangout is overall making the most out of your remarketing campaign. So what I would suggest, and I'm sure Mairead would agree with me here, make sure that you have an ad in all sizes and all formats, because you don't want to lose out on potential impressions because you don't actually have the right format. And this, like, compare this to a real life example. You would not go to build a table without a hammer and nails, you know. So make sure that you do have all of the sizes and all of the formats so that you're spreading, you're making sure that you're making the most out of your marketing campaign and have the most amount of impressions that you possibly can get.
Free to have those extra.
Exactly,
so why not have them there if you're just going to lose out on it?
Great. What would you like people to take away?
I would think that, just like I've said, really common mistake that people will make is applying the list or creating the campaign when you haven't got 100 visitors. So just make sure that you do have this before you set up the campaign or apply your list.
Great, thanks, Mairead, that's great. Perfect, so I think that covers our second part of our return on investment series. I want to thank Mairead for joining me today.
Thanks, Sinead.
If you want to reach us on any social media platform, phone call, 24-hour chat support, we're always more than happy to answer your questions.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.